What's
eat
good,
some food in your
YouTube?
body.
It's your boy,
Oh, shit.
Cass here. We are here with Valente, and look! Do you see this here? Do you see? I see
Hey.
thy! He's
Hey.
right there.
Hey, look,
He's like right there. And
I'm
then,
a Donkeys fan, so, you know. If you're a
and,
Donkey fan
oh
out
my
there, you know
god,
the drill.
bro, we've hit the holy grail. We found the Dakota, the
Talked about it for
mysterious
3
Dakota
weeks.
that we've been talking about for like 4 weeks now. Was supposed to come on
3
and he
weeks,
kept
3-4
selling.
weeks.
It's all about facts.
Ever since the David podcast, you've been mentioning that. Speaking of David, what we got going on next week?
David is gonna come on next week. Next Tuesday is when the episode is gonna go up. He told me to message him and tell him the date. I'm gonna message him as soon as this goes off and tell him next Monday would be the day we need to record it.
Try and get him in Monday right after the Monday Night Football game.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all the news updating. So should we get into Thursday night
I think
football?
we should get into prime football Thursday night. New Orleans Saints, Arizona
Should we?
Cardinals.
Should we?
Should
we
we?
should
That's
very
a problem
much-
here.
We should very
Who's
much.
leading on this one?
You're a Saints fan.
You are a Saints fan. And this is a tough
Okay.
subject. I feel bad for my boy.
Okay, alright, where do I start? Okay, so this started great, man. It started just fine. I enjoyed it for the first 28 minutes of the game until Andy Dalton
I was
decided to
watching
throw
too.
2 back-to-back pick sixes. I hated that. That
One
sucked.
of the-
That was
No,
like the worst
No,
thing I've ever
it ain't an
seen.
excuse, but one was not his fault to Marquez. Marquez tipped it up
Still,
in the air.
it's still a pick six, though. You know what I mean?
Hey, but
Regardless of whose fault it is, it's still a pick six.
Mark, you
You
know, that did create one of the most hardest picks ever with that flip in the end zone.
Angles.
That's gonna be on NFL
Yeah.
films, dog. I was telling Valente, there's no way they don't have that
That
on
was
it.
one of the hardest camera angles. I can't even lie to you.
They're
But
they're gonna have
man.
that on NFL films, dog.
I feel like our offense is doing just fine. You know, once the defense decides to correlate, I feel like it's gonna be, good to get some wins because that division is still wide open. I'm still not ready to go panic mode yet because division we're still 1 game behind. So I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
I'm not really in panic mode yet.
I don't know though. Carolina's getting there. They're getting those wins.
If Carolina wins that division,
They
I'm
got a win.
gonna be genuinely
No,
surprised.
Carolina ain't winning the division at all.
They got a win. All right.
But they're still. I think y'all are still.
We gotta-
We're last right now.
Y'all
Okay,
are
we're
okay,
last right now.
We've got to show some actual respect to the fact that Dante Foreman, as soon as Christian McCaffrey
Yeah.
gets traded, goes for a buck
118
45.
yards.
He went a buck 45 from scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that includes the
screen.
receiving yards.
He was
Yeah.
averaging that game like he had 15 attempts with
And-
he
and
averaged
also-
like 13
also,
yards per carry.
Chuba had like 70 yards too, so maybe they're gonna lean on the running attack. Well, fucking PJ Walker is their quarterback. What the fuck is this?
People really need to put some respect.
To go back to that
XFL
Thursday
quarterback
game. XFL legend PJ Walker, Philip Jacob Walker. But to go back to the Thursday night game, I feel like Cardinals fans are gonna get in over their heads. Like they just beat a morally and physically depleted team with 2 of the main receivers gone, the main corner gone, the main tight end gone, so cornerback 2 gone. So I mean, there's still hope once they start healing, but I don't know if I can say that Arizona's back yet, but
Yeah.
I mean D-Hop's there, so you know you really gotta
D-Hop.
take into account that
I
D-Hop's
mean,
back
but you gotta
now.
take into account who was D-Hop on?
Alontae Taylor.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you know, y'all didn't have y'all star. You didn't have y'all star cornerback.
Look, I'm just gonna say Alontae Taylor did really good for
The
facing
situation.
D-Hop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when you get put in that situation, I get that.
I don't think they gave him really any safety help either. To be fair, I mean D-Hop did go for 10 catches, 103 yards, but then again, it's a 4th string cornerback.
Well, he was targeted 14 times.
Yeah, I mean,
look at Rondell Moore. I don't even think.
I mean, Alontae
targeted
played
like
physical, so
Yeah.
I like that, but it's kind of hard to be physical and avoid flags in this game now. So I
Yeah.
mean, being able to
Um,
find the in between balance, it
well, I
helps.
think we should start talking about the elephant in the room, Washington.
What about
What do we think?
Washington
What do we think on that?
Oh, Washington. Did they beat somebody?
Yeah, they beat Green Bay.
Packers? That's the elephant
Tyler
in the room. That's the
Heineke.
real elephant in the room.
That's what I'm talking about. They
Okay.
beat Taylor Heineke. Really showed up.
Um. By the way, I don't think they won that game because of Taylor. Because I've seen Taylor make some.
No, they didn't. I think it was mostly Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibbs.
Taylor did not look good that game personally, which is why everybody's been saying that they need to try because Carson's gonna be out 6-7 weeks. They need to try to give Sam a rep at quarterback, see what he can do.
I don't know.
Can we talk about how good Joe Burrow is?
He's starting to show up a little bit compared to. I mean, yeah, he's good. Yeah. At
Look.
first start of the season, he
Bro,
wasn't.
bro has no appendix.
That's true.
Bro has half an ACL and put up
Neither do I.
481 yards and 3 touchdowns. 328 of those coming in the first half.
Yeah. Hey, talk about whatchamacallit, what was that game? The Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith beating
Yeah.
Justin Herbert. Kenneth Walker is the real MVP there.
Kenneth,
Oh yeah.
23 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns.
bro,
They showing out.
and not even. We'll get to the
And
Broncos.
he
in
did
a
good.
little
He's
bit.
doing good. He's doing good.
We'll get to the
all
Broncos in
season.
a little bit though, Coda,
Yeah.
about this. But the fact of how good Seattle's doing right now, they currently lead the NFC West.
Mhm.
But my point is,
Mhm.
do you understand how much draft capital they have for the next 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle's going to be one of the best teams in the league in the next 2 years if they draft right. Because they have good players now. They have a cornerstone running back. They drafted their
great cornerback.
their two outside tackles this year who have played awesome for them. They drafted a
Charles Cross, not really, but other guy, yeah.
Tariq Woolen.
they drafted
Yep,
Tariq
that's a
Woolen,
good one.
who's a ball hawk corner. They had a really good draft. And
Then they took a steal from the Broncos. We'll talk about it. Denver Donkeys.
their
We're gonna
deep
talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it, but I
their
don't wanna
defense
talk
has been
about it.
showing up. The problem is their defense has been showing up even with Jamal Adams not on the field, who Jamal Adams the first couple of games of the season was doing really well. So
I think
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Jamal gets healthy and he's able to come back for the Hawks, I think that team's gonna be really, really good. And the fact is, they're only gonna get better with the next couple of years with as much draft capital as a certain team decided to give them for a quarterback that I said was washed, and then God forbid he shows
Look.
up as washed.
Look, I think people
I'm
give
gonna be honest
Russ
with you. The only reason you said he was washed is because he went to the Broncos.
exactly, and I
Nah,
think people give Russ a
bruh.
lot of hate in that game against the Jets. The play calling was horrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible, and it really showed what Nathaniel Hackett cannot do at head coach.
No, I agree. Nathaniel's not the coach we need. Yeah, I mean y'all need,
No,
but also
and we
you
talked
can't
about this
put
previously, Ryan.
you can't put all that on the play calling because at
Well,
some
Ryan,
point
we
your
talked
coach
about
has
this.
to come, your quarterback has to come out and execute the plays.
Well, of course, we had Brett Rippon, yes, of course, but we talked about this previously, Ryan, of how Nathaniel Hackett, if it works once, do it again.
Yeah.
Type of mentality.
Yeah.
And it never works again. He keeps doing that.
You can't run your offense like that.
That's how he
He's
runs
like,
it.
if
On
it
that-
doesn't
on
work,
that- look,
and he sees a little gray area where it could work, he goes back until it does, and then it does. But it never
see, that's what
works.
happened at the end of the game. It could have been Brett Rippon. I don't know what play he called, but clearly, so you got 38 seconds left. It's probably, I think we're on the 30.
And
We throw it up. Gets picked off by I think was CJ Mosley. I think it was CJ Mosley. Picked it
Bro.
off for the Jets.
bro, is it
We got lucky. And the play got overturned. And then he throws it up again to Cortland.
I'm going to say
The
this.
exact same play
I'm going to say this.
against Sauce
And
Gardner.
I'm going to try to be as nice as I can saying this. Rashad Benny getting hurt was probably the best thing for the Seattle Seahawks. Who's on this?
For sure.
He had Kenneth Walker had 16 plus 3. That's 19 plus 4. That's 20.
Kenneth Walker's really
23.
young too.
He had 23 carries in 4 games, where he had just above 100 yards on 24 carries, which would be typically a pretty good game. But
It's about 4 yards carry.
anyway, the next 2 games after Rashad Penny's injury, he goes 21 for 97 and a touchdown. That's a good game. That's 4.6. And then last week, he busted out with 23 attempts, 168 yards, 7.3 a carry, and 2 touchdowns against the Chargers, who have a really good run defense with Sebastian Joseph Day.
No, that's their low point. That's their only low point.
Well, they're
in
also
terms of
missing Joey
players.
Bosa. For talking about defense.
Oh, yeah, they're also missing Joey. That's true. They've got smaller linebackers, too, if I'm not wrong, like typically undersized linebackers.
What's his name?
Well,
I was going to say
Khalil, I don't
Nasir
think
Adderley, but that's a
undersized.
corner.
No, Dan Trenquill. I think.
Khalil's not the run stopper guy though.
No, he's not. Though Khalil gets to the corner. He gets to the quarterback.
Yeah,
He's
Khalil's
like
the
really
rush-
fast.
the
'Cause
rush.
I know we played against him.
But anyway,
But the Chargers losing is good for us.
I'm trying to think of
Well,
who
yeah,
that.
but-
Here, I'm looking at the
I'm just
roster
glad.
right now to see who that
I'm just
middle
glad the
linebacker
Bucks
is.
keep losing because as long as the Bucks keep losing,
And-
and hey, I'm just saying, I told everyone this months ago before the season started. Tom Brady's washed. Okay.
People are blaming
He should have
Brady
stayed
for
retired.
that game.
No,
for that
I'm not willing.
Panthers
I'm
game.
not. I'm not blaming Brady from that game. But even if I don't know who people are blaming, they're blaming Mike Evans. Even if Mike Evans catches that wide open touchdown, it's OPI that wasn't called because the ball wasn't catched anyway. Caught, and then also that's only 1 touchdown. You're still down by 11 points at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I might be a little wrong with this, but their 2 inside backers are Kenneth Murray Jr., who's 230 pounds. So that's typically not what you want a guy that's like more 240.
Inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
How do y'all feel about Elijah Moore requesting a trade?
I don't think he's going to get it. You want me to be honest?
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
won't get it. He's
Is he requesting a trade because
He's not getting
injured right
targets.
now?
He's not getting
he
targets.
said he doesn't like the role he's being.
Because Rex Ryan said
He
he really needs to grow up. He needs to grow up for doing that.
he doesn't
don't
like
know.
being on a run first team, which is kind of crazy.
I mean,
If we're
that's
gonna-
gonna have to change. Not
If we're
necessarily-
gonna sit here and being honest, most of the teams out that would be willing to get Elijah Moore are run first teams that need a receiver. So if we're really gonna talk about it, like
mean-
who could he go to? Green Bay. Green Bay's a run first team.
Ravens, Gus Edwards. They don't have Gus
Because of
Edwards.
the fact that they don't have their receivers.
Ravens are a run first
that's what I
team.
was
Yeah.
So I don't know who he thinks
I
he
mean,
would go to.
considering Lamar is
Maybe
like, I think
Kansas City. I know Kansas City's been the odds to try to get a receiver, but I don't.
You get a receiver, it's over with. They're good with what they got now.
Yeah.
That's just too overpowered. Salary
That-
cap stops somewhere.
But that's another thing. People need to put some respect
Who,
back on
Kansas?
Juju's name. Juju's
Yeah.
done really good this year. With,
Yes.
but also he's getting thrown to by, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah. Him or Josh Allen. And now Patrick
I
Mahomes.
still don't
probably-
like him.
he has
I
way
don't.
more
I don't
feet.
like the whole TikTok dance shit. But
Maybe, but
you
Juju
know.
said in an interview the reason their chemistry's gotten so good is because of Warzone.
Warzone.
They're playing
Warzone.
Rebirth.
They got 3 dubs in a row. Patrick
since
Mahomes
we've
is
been
like, I
talking-
ain't never done that before, so it made me feel
Since-
really good.
Since we've been talking about our teams, let's talk about the Titans and their 4-game win streak. Let's give it up a good clap for the Titans. And how
I don't know how. Their defense impeccable.
Yeah,
But
the games have been super close.
But dude, I'm gonna say this: that last game, you can say any other game this season, the defense won that game, won those games. That last game, I don't think we win that. It was 10-19. I don't think we win that game if Ryan doesn't execute the plays he made. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet. But watch the game and tell me those plays in the critical third downs. And that play where Hooper bobbled it and then caught it, me and Dakota were watching it live. That's not on Ryan. Ryan threw the
No,
ball.
that wasn't-
That's on Austin to make a really good play there.
Yeah, Austin really saved it. It could have been a bad play. He could have got picked off, but Austin really brought it in.
But the first throw to
But
Austin, before the bobbled catch, was on Ryan. Ryan made a
Yeah.
massively good throw on that. Probably the best throw he's made all year was that one over the shoulder. And when critically,
and
when we
considering
needed
the
it in
fact he
first
was
downs.
suffering with a right ankle injury during the
Yeah.
whole game, and
But
currently right now, we could see Malik next week.
Vrabel,
because Ryan
Vrabel said today
Yeah.
that his injury's processing and
Yeah,
he's
'cause
doing
it came
good.
out-
He's
it
doing
came out the
good.
It came out the 23rd. Ryan said hopes to be able to play next weekend against the Texans. He said it doesn't feel great, but kind of comes with the territory. So I'm going to do everything I can this week to get back out there.
That's
So
the
that's
type
Ryan
of
being the number one
that's
quarterback that they.
and Jeff Simmons, our defensive tackle, said he doesn't know a quarterback in the league that has the toughness that Ryan has. I don't know if that's
To be
just
fair, he hasn't played with another quarterback, but I just gotta say that there's a bunch of quarterbacks that played straight through
Um,
injury. I can name 5 of them.
Yeah, y'all really need some help on that receiving end.
speaking of
wide
that,
receiver.
John
trailing
Robinson,
out.
our general manager, said that he's going to look to bring somebody in to help the team. Whether that be offensive,
Yet again, Elijah
whether that
Moore,
be whether
if he
that
wants to
be
go.
no, he doesn't want to go to a run first team. That's the problem. I was gonna
Well,
say the Titans a minute ago.
He's gonna not be going anywhere then.
Um,
Well, hey, DJ Moore.
but with DJ playing good with the Panthers, I don't know if they're gonna trade him. I'm
Yeah,
looking.
but the rumors have been
McCaffrey's
there.
doing good.
Hey, I hate to say it. Jerry Jeudy. It's been in the talks, and I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen.
All right, be real though. What do you think is gonna happen?
Me?
Look,
Like Dakota, what do you think is gonna happen with Jerry Jeudy? As a Broncos
Jerry
fan,
Jeudy, as a
now-
Broncos fan, in all honesty, I think we go rid of Cortland. And Broncos fans can get at my throat about that, but let's look at it like this. Jerry Jeudy's younger. He's averaging more yards. In the past 3 games, Cortland has very literally put up nothing. Jerry Jeudy in the Chargers game, 3 receptions, 54 yards.
The problem with that
Jerry
though,
Jeudy in the Colts game. Cortland Sutton actually led the Colts game, my bad, past 2 games. Jerry Jeudy in the Jets game, 96 yards, 7 receptions. He has been playing good while Cortland is only getting 23 yards, So
but that's the reason that I think y'all trade Jerry is because y'all are trying to get really good compensation for
draft
that.
Yeah.
capital back.
Yeah,
and
I
I
need that
understand
draft
that, but
capital
like
back.
you're looking at it like this. Jerry's a younger guy compared to Cortland, who's turning 28 soon. Been in the league
If
since
they-
2018.
if they trade Jerry,
He
I
probably
think
will have more draft stock than Jerry. Maybe not.
if they trade Jerry, that's gonna show that they don't think that they're gonna win anytime soon.
Yeah, honestly.
If they trade Jerry, that's me.
And I'd really be hurt if they trade because Jerry's actually, I've realized in the past 2 games, he's starting to catch with his hands. He's
But
been doing that and some good catches. He's starting to catch with his hands. And he's really been bringing it in. Currently, right now, I think he sits at 16 yards an average, 2 touchdowns, 386 yards. So
That's good.
he's really brought it in these past couple of games. And
What was I
Cortland's,
gonna say?
let's see, Cortland in the past 2 games have only had 6 receptions for only 48 yards. So,
Yo, what was that segment we started last week?
I don't know.
Shit. Yeah, I have no clue.
I literally forgot it. I would literally have to go back and watch to
Yeah, we're gonna have
remember
to.
what we did.
We're gonna have to think of some cool stuff to do next week.
Was it this or that?
No,
I
that's
don't
what we had.
remember where we left off.
That's what we had started before.
Okay, well, if it
Only
comes to my
thing-
mind, I'll.
Only thing, Denver, and when as a Denver Broncos fan, when I watch the offense play, I feel like crying for the defense.
By
'Cause
the way,
everybody knows
I don't know if y'all could see that, but that is cool as fuck.
everybody.
Somebody made that as like a different logo with like the Oilers logo as the hilt for the sword.
Combined as the
That's kind of fucking sick. That'd be sick as hell.
that
Anyway,
All right, one question I got for everyone. If your team was to decide to buy in on someone in the trade before the trade deadline, name one person, one realistic person that you would think that they would buy in on.
Um, who's gonna go first?
All right, me and Ryan would talk. I'll go first. Me and Ryan were talking about this, and I know it would never happen. A trade off with Arizona for Kyler Murray and Russell
Tell me
Wilson.
about that
Pick
earlier.
up both of pick up both of their contracts.
Because Kyler has
still-
Kyler's
Dude,
voice.
I
He
still-
don't
I
want to
still
play
think that's
for.
a lose-lose situation.
Honestly, I don't see it. Honestly, we
I've
get a
seen
younger quarterback.
I've seen some
but
things.
like I said, I don't think it's Russ's entire fault. If anything we could do before the trade line is fire Nathaniel Hackett.
I've seen
if
some
anything.
things. Well, do y'all have anybody? Because I don't think you can hire a coach midseason.
Evero, the defensive coordinator that we have right now.
I
He's
don't
been
know.
amazing.
So y'all would have to promote somebody from in the staff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because you
Our
can't
defensive
hire a coach
coordinator.
midseason. I don't think.
That's what I'm talking about. Our defensive coordinator.
But
Who's
what I was trying to think about is I've seen two like proposal trades, like people thinking of ideas for the Broncos. Both Cam Akers and Kareem Hunt were on two of those. So
Yeah.
because people are thinking that Melvin might be gone after this year, so
Oh
you,
no,
so you could have Javonte and Kareem or Javonte and Cam. So, but because Cam, that's another person that's going to get traded before the deadline is Cam Akers out of Los Angeles.
whether you come, we were the third team in talk with CMC, so we are looking for a running back. It was reported. It was the Rams.
Rashad Penny's going to get traded too. I have a feeling.
It was the Rams, the Eagles, and the Broncos.
Whether he gets cut or he gets traded, he's going to be on a different team next year.
Rashad Penny,
Yeah. But if you are asking me, the one player I would like to see the Titans get is Robert Quinn. I don't know how we'd have to make that work. I don't know how we'd have. Bro.
This is a hot take right here.
It's kind
Dallas.
of a. Or, hold up. Actually, I just thought about something. Maybe not Robert Quinn. I've saw that Greedy Williams is available from the Browns. That'd be hella fire too. Put another corner outside.
If we're talking about running backs right now, I could see Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
going somewhere. They're both doing good right now, but Zeke is still getting them more carries. And Tony is doing really well for the limited carries of not being a full starter.
For me, I would say we got to start with quarterback because I believe there's a lot of people.
I said Mac Jones. A lot of people are saying Mac Jones.
Yeah, that I saw that too. There's a lot of people saying that when it comes to like us, we're a quarterback away from being good. A lot of people aren't ready to blame the coaching staff
no
yet.
injuries.
I mean, look, this is the way I put it. Pete Carmichael is doing a decent job play calling. Dennis Allen, on the other hand, doing the defensive play calling is a bit weird. Then again, we're not healthy on that side, so I really don't know what that's going to look like when it's fully healthy.
Thing is, though, if y'all do go for Mac, if y'all do get him before the trade line, which I don't think will happen, I think y'all are going to go with Jameis for the rest of the year.
Me personally, I would like to see the Saints trade for Teddy Bridgewater again.
I don't know. Honestly, voluntary. I think Miami's gonna keep him in case because of that Tua.
Yeah, if y'all want me to be 100% honest with you, the only quarterback I think is going to be available is either Darnold or Baker. Those are the two that I think are going to be available, and I don't think that would improve the Saints situation right now.
Yeah, that wouldn't. I think the only thing that would improve the Saints situation right now is no injuries.
Teddy, honestly,
and
get Sean Payton off the books because
Sean Payton.
It's obvious he does not want to be there. And
hey, we'll take him.
Go ahead. I'll take Patrick Kane and 3 first-round picks. Hey,
Jesus!
not me. Not me. Front office.
Ryan.
Nah, they said they wanted some first-round picks. They did.
I'm not talking about first-round picks, but he wanted Pat Surtain too. No, if we got rid of Pat Surtain, I would fight.
Could you imagine what that looked like though? Marshall Lattimore, Pat Surtain on the outside.
Bro, I would fight the entire organization if we got rid of Pat Surtain before the trade deadline.
I would pick up every under. I would pick up every under for every quarterback we'd play. Like,
I'm sorry, I would fight the entire organization if we got rid of Pat Surtain.
You gotta give up somebody.
Well, we're not giving up.
Who would you be willing to give up for Sean Payton? And then
Sean
2 first-round picks.
Payton, probably nothing. We don't have nothing really. Bradley Chubb and
Now that's something I was gonna ask you about that too,
Cortland's.
because
No, y'all don't
that's
need
a guy that people have
That's another guy that's been
talked
I
about getting
mean,
traded.
if we get rid of Bradley Chubb, we have Baron Browning, but I don't see us getting rid of Bradley.
at edge.
Yeah,
Baron Browning,
Browning's
yeah,
the
you know,
edge.
Browning's doing really good, but he can be moved to sub.
By the way, Coda, I'm just gonna let
Strong
you
side.
know
He
y'all
can
could
be
get
strong
some really
side.
good capital for Bradley Chubb because Brian Burns was 2 first-round picks. A team offered
Yeah.
the Panthers 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, and personally, Bradley's done better than Brian, so y'all could get that or more.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the 2 first-round picks. If we got 2 first-round picks for this coming up draft for Bradley, I think it would be a win.
well,
for us.
I don't even know if there is a team with 2 first-round picks this draft.
The Eagles.
Oh
Bro,
God,
if the Eagles got Bradley fucking Chubb, dog.
no, but we'd get 2 first-round picks.
Jordan
too,
Davis,
so-
Bradley Chubb, Fletcher Cox. Holy Lord. That's a bit of a
and
overkill, don't you
N'Kobe
think?
Dean, even though he hasn't played, and I don't even think Jordan Davis has played all this year.
Nah, Jordan's played. He just hasn't been that good. He's been decent, but not like.
I haven't heard his name called, so honestly, I really don't know.
I'm gonna be
what's
honest.
going
When I click on his thing on ESPN, they didn't know available information. He's unknown.
on. They don't even know who he is.
Yeah, it is unknown. That is
But if I be realistic, I think if the Titans really want to win, and them winning 4 straight makes me think that something's like, for example, if we would only be like sitting at like 3-3 or fucking 2-4, I don't think we make a move. But us sitting right now at 4-2,
well.
we're like second
Y'all
or third
have,
in the whole of the AFC. There's no way we don't make a move. Because right now, if we
Yeah.
were to get in the playoffs with this team, fuck. How are we competing with a team like Kansas City or a team like fucking Buffalo? You saw what happened when we played Buffalo. Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
Vrabel went on and said, "Yeah, we got our ass kicked." Yeah,
Like,
and y'all face Kansas City after the Texans this week, so
that's what I'm saying.
that's
It's gonna be a
Of
big.
course, I'm gonna be rooting for you because that's a division rival.
That's
but,
gonna be a big game for us to see how we can compare against.
and Kansas is coming off of a bye,
That's gonna be a
so that
big.
gives y'all a bigger.
That's gonna be a really big thing for me to see how the team can compete against another big team.
Like I said, if Denver wants to do anything, which I don't think we're gonna do anything the rest of the year, is just we're gonna have to win all of our games. And we've been getting lucky with Chargers. We've been getting lucky with the Chargers being bad and the Raiders doing really bad, but we're just worse. I mean, it's been pretty ridiculous.
Now that we've really gotten past our teams, I think we go to Sunday Night Football.
If you
which is
look
Steelers
back
and
at
Dolphins.
if you go to the Chargers thing and look at who they've lost to. That's why I don't think the Chargers hype, don't come at me, Chargers fans, isn't like there right now. Let's see, they lost to the Chiefs. That's good. But then they lost to the Jaguars, and they only beat the Texans and Browns and Broncos, which is pretty easy wins, in my opinion. And then lost to the Seahawks.
I'm also getting to that point with the Titans because if you look at the people the Titans have beaten, it's not like superstar.
And how close it's been.
Yeah, it's not superstar people either. But all right, I've been thinking about this. I've got the rest of our schedule right here. All right, we lost to the Giants by 1. Lost to the Bills by like 35. So that's
Giants are the real deal, but at the same time, look how close their games have been. I think they've been really.
But
Giants are the real deal. I think.
So we beat the Raiders, we beat the Colts, we beat the Commanders, and then we beat the Colts again. We got the Texans, who I think we should be able to beat. We got the Chiefs, Broncos, Packers, Bengals, Eagles, Jags, Chargers, Texans, Cowboys, Jags. So
what's the move with that game, by the way? Titans Broncos. Is it still fuck you shit talk, or
we'll have to
just
see coming
bound to
down to
accept
the
that
game.
Broncos are losing?
I think our defense is really gonna have to show out that game. I think
You didn't hear
going
me.
again. Huh? What?
You didn't hear me.
What did you say?
Oh, I hope the viewers heard me.
Okay, well, I think that game's gonna be very close.
I do
last
too.
year game.
Because
of that defense and our offense is how our offense is playing, other than Derrick Henry.
If y'all want me to be 100% honest with you, I think all of our games this season are going to be close. because I don't think we have the offensive power to keep games like.
Yeah, see, y'all having the problem where y'all's offense is better, of course, good job, Derrick Henry.
When your best receiver only has 50 yards, it's kind of fucking.
Yeah. With Traylon out, I don't know how long he's out for, but
He's not. He's supposed to come back sometime soon, I think.
So I don't know.
My
And
problem,
with Kyle Phillips out too, so it's Cody Hollister.
who actually made some good catches against the Colts.
I think that Noah Fant trade that we did, I think we got a good player back in Greg Dulcich. I really do.
Yeah.
Talk about a good player so far for us.
Greg Dulcich is better than Noah Fant, though.
Like, he's come off the thing, has 8 receptions, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown, like back-to-back games so far, and it's been really good for him. I think he's only dropped 1 pass. So I've been really proud of him. And considering the fact we run a 4 tight end set.
But yeah, those are the people. There's 4 positions I think reasonably the Titans could trade for. That's end, tackle, corner, receiver.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm saying end is our pass rush is probably, I would say, already really, really good. If you put somebody else with that is looking for a different team to go to.
And the reason I say for the Broncos is to get Edgerel Evero to the head coach is because look how good he's done with our defense. I mean, that still doesn't.
Well,
I honestly think he is a great coach overall, and I feel really bad for him.
I'm gonna put it this way, and I don't like having to use the Saints as an example, but it's the best way I can. This dude from London that you're talking about, he's never had any previous play calling experience besides his defensive coordinator job.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's going to be like when it comes to offensive play calling.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it might take time. I don't know.
He
Maybe
might
not
even
go
be the
out there
offensive play caller if Nathaniel Hackett gets fired. I don't know who that's going to be.
We should have
But I do know that defensive coordinators don't make for the best head coaches.
Yeah, I'm just talking about quick options. If they wanted to get Nathaniel out the building, as what I sent in our group chat earlier, is what was reported.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here with a coach that has a record of 10-33 in his entire head coaching career, which I decided to bypass that, by the way, considering that he sat under Sean Payton for 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know
just
if we do get Nathaniel out of the building before the end of the deadline. I just wonder who we'd bring in.
You wouldn't be able to bring anybody in as a coach. You'd have to pull somebody up from the.
I know, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what our assistant. I don't think we're gonna do it. But his seat's very, very hot right now.
But yeah, we're just gonna have to say the deadline's coming up, and the deadline's gonna be exciting.
What about our assistant offensive coordinator? Is that a thing?
Y'all should have an assistant offensive coordinator, yeah.
Let's see who Broncos. Oh, it's that guy we signed. Oh yeah, we definitely need him. Assistant. I know who he is. Man, we just signed him going into the year.
But
what's his
this
name?
is the thing. This is the thing about our teams right now. Is I could see a world where all 3 of our teams make some move, either trading a player away or trading for a player. Or I also could see where none of our teams make any moves. So
no in between.
No, there's no like. No, there could be some in between where, like, for example, the Broncos trade somebody away, the Saints and Titans don't do anything, or the Titans trade for a receiver, Saints and Broncos don't trade anything away. But I think.
Wait. Our offensive coordinator is Justin Auden?
I think the Titans are definitely.
Don't like get too hyped up for this trade deadline because last year nothing happened.
Yeah.
But also the year before that, the Titans traded for Desmond King, who ended up being like really good for us the rest of that year.
Okay.
So
what's his name?
Let's
Jerry
move on from our
Rosberg.
teams. I feel like we've been.
Yeah, we've been too targeted
We've been
on.
on our team, sure. So let's move on to Sunday Night Football,
Yeah.
which was the Dolphins and Steelers. That game was complete dog shit.
Kenny Pickett decides he does not want to be him. So
Kenny Pickett, someone really looked at Kenny Pickett and said that guy's a first rounder.
somebody
let me
looked at
say
any
one
of these
thing.
quarterbacks and said those guys were first round talents. Ain't about
Yeah.
crazy.
Let me say one thing. It's all right. So I think if Nathaniel Hackett's our offensive coordinator, head coach, so he calls offensive plays.
That's not.
Yeah,
Our other offensive
Yeah.
coordinator is Justin Auden.
So yeah, whatever they decide.
Uh,
This is me though. I don't see Nathaniel getting fired midseason. They really don't like to do
I don't
that with
either.
first year head coaches.
But if really his heat's really hot, and
Yeah, after the
let's see it.
season, I don't think they'll touch him midseason.
What I'm seeing right now is Justin Otto is our enters his first season as the offensive coordinator with the Broncos. Is who
Yeah, but you
I'm
also know
seeing.
some of those players. For example, some of like the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that staff's with Hackett. So if if Hackett gets fired, some of the major players in the staff also can get fired. Like for example, when Vrabel got hired, I'm just using this example. When Vrabel got hired in Tennessee, the first person he called was Dean Pease to come and be his defensive coordinator. So
And our Jerry Rosberg. I don't know if he was an offensive coordinator with the Ravens, but
damn, V done disappeared.
I could see that too. I don't know. I don't think they'll fire thing, but it's been a thing for sure.
But anyway, let's get into the Steelers and Dolphins game where Kenny Pickett decides he wants and
not a first rounder. The only guy who's really a first round talent, Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, but even then, Bailey Zappi kind of outperformed two picks and only one touchdown.
yeah, he didn't do great either.
Yeah, but that's rookie mistakes.
Yeah, they took Mac Jones out after, but they really had no faith in Mac Jones. They took him out after he threw 6 passes, completed 3 of them, and an interception with only 13 yards, and then
That's
they just
a
yeeted him out of the
defensive
game.
player in the balls.
They really just gave Mac Jones no
And then that
chance.
same player came back 2 minutes later and picked him off, which is really fucking OG type shit. But
yeah,
I don't think they gave Mac his redemption arc.
I could see Matt getting traded, but the problem is I don't know how much. Like, Valente, be honest. If Matt gets traded to the Saints, do you think it makes that much bigger of an impact than Jameis?
I don't know. Because Mac Jones is, again, 2 offensive masterminds. I'm just going to say this. And no, this is not leading to where you think it is. Mac Jones is under Bill Belichick. That's an offensive mastermind. Jameis was under Sean Payton and Drew Brees for 2 years. So
If you want me to be 100% honest, I think the best. I was just sitting here thinking about it, the best quarterback that's going to be available is Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco's going to be the best quarterback available. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's going to be the best quarterback available for trade.
I mean, I could see it. I could see it happening. I don't like I said. I feel like a lot of the rumors that are coming out about people getting drafted or traded are gonna be the exact opposite of what happens. So I'm
I
just
could see
waiting to
that
see
too.
what
I could see
happens.
players that people are saying aren't. I could see teams that people are saying aren't going to sell, like the Raiders. I could see the Raiders trading somebody. Like I haven't heard about the Raiders trading anybody.
Hunter Renfro. If we're talking about wide
That's
receivers,
a
I
that's
don't
a
see it.
that's a brand new
But
contract to get rid of.
did he get signed to a new
Yeah,
contract?
336.
But I didn't know he got signed to a new contract.
If anybody had the money or the draft picks, I think somebody should go after Devontae. I don't know if that'll happen either,
I
but
don't see it. Yeah, there's no way the Raiders give what they did for Devontae.
not get what they get, but try to get something back before they lose all the value that they put into him.
I don't know.
I think that if Tua would have never gotten hurt, the Dolphins would be in a much better position, though.
And it's not like they can't pull it back. They've what's their record right now?
I mean, they're
4-3.
they're 4-3.
But
They're
they're in
4-3,
such
but
they're in a
I
good
feel
division
like
right now.
instead of being 4-3. They'd be like 6-1 if it wasn't for Tua's like
Yeah.
injury
And honestly, the
situation.
best division in football, I think the best division right now is the NFC East.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, Jets, and Philly.
You mean the Cowboys, Philly, and
Yeah, Giants. I said Jets.
yeah.
That's AFC.
And then Monday Night
NFC
Football.
East.
Let's talk about Monday Night Football. We were talking a lot about Mac Jones.
Was that today? No.
That
yeah.
was today. Yeah, it was today.
Yeah.
They got their ass
Bears,
kicked.
Patriots get their ass kicked. Mac Jones gets benched at the end of the first quarter.
Not even Mac
Uh,
Jones barely. Was it the end of the first quarter? He did. I
Somewhere
know he
around
got
there.
benched, but
Bailey Zappi comes in, doesn't do great. Does better than Mac Jones, though. I mean, I don't think he was given that much of a chance.
yeah, I don't think Mac Jones really was able to redeem
But then again,
himself.
that's what you get whenever you're in an offensive Bill Belichick, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened with Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. If New England's doing as bad as they do, they go like maybe if people are looking for wide receivers, maybe Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be
I've
such a
heard
bad.
I've heard people talk about them moving Devontae Parker, them moving Kendrick Bourne, Nelson
They
Aguilar.
just traded for him. They just traded for him, though. Devontae.
They're not going to take Devontae anywhere, but I could see Jacoby Myers.
I could very much
Jacoby
see
Myers. Yeah, I could see that.
Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Kendrick Bourne, I could see. Teams would be interested in him. He had 800 yards last year.
Yeah, I could see. I could definitely. Yeah. I don't know though. I think after this year, Team Barry picks up Jamal Williams.
What I'm saying is, if we don't win this Sunday, it's gonna raise a lot of questions. A lot of serious questions because we shouldn't lose to the Raiders. They're not a good team.
Well, we shouldn't lose
So-
to the Jaguars, but if we do, honestly, it's because Russ didn't play, and I'm gonna put that right
So
there.
I got a question. What do y'all think about the Jets? Like, do you think
Honestly,
what's their record?
I'm not. That's 5-2, and I'm not very hyped on that Jets train.
I'm all over it.
Do you think that they'll make the playoffs?
No, not with Mac Jones. No, they just lost Brees Hill. They will.
They
probably
traded.
will.
They traded for James Robinson. Cody.
Yeah, I know, but Zach Wilson has not been it for them.
That's why they
He's
traded
not.
for James Robinson.
Their running game is all that's it for them right now.
That's why they traded for James Robinson.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So if James Robinson and Michael Carter can do what they do,
I think the person that hurts the most for them trading for J. Rob is the fact Michael Carter next year is going to be the third back on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think if I'm Michael Carter, I'm getting out of the Jets before that happens.
Well, he was just drafted the year before Brees.
That's what I'm talking about.
So unless they trade him or release him, he's got to stay for 2 years. So
I feel bad for Michael Carter.
Monday Night Football, and then we'll.
that was Monday Night Football talking about the Bears and.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Well, yeah.
Is there anything else we got? Any non-NFL stuff you want to talk about, B? UFC?
Yeah. I mean, UFC 280 was fun. It was cool.
Did Sean O'Malley run?
Yeah, he did. I
He
think
did,
personally, I think Peter Young got robbed, but we ain't gonna talk about that. People are gonna hate me for it, so.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley. Is it Maley or
Didn't
O'Malley?
TJ Dillashaw get his ass
O'Malley.
kicked or something?
O'Malley.
Okay, he had a dislocated shoulder the whole fight, so I mean,
Well, there's one thing I'd like to bring up, and this is back to football related. Back to getting his back into the top on good. Josh Jacobs getting back up there.
68 3 touch.
Yeah, getting back up there as a division rival. I hate saying it, but yeah.
By the way, speaking of that,
helping Las Vegas.
We finally got kind of a primetime game. We've got the only 3:05 game for CBS next week. So
It's not a primetime game.
But it's the only game on that channel during that time.
That's not a primetime game.
You get what I'm saying, though. It's going to be like nationally televised because it's the only game on that channel during that time.
I don't think CBS does 405 games in certain areas.
We get the London game this week too against Jacksonville. I really hope we can beat Jacksonville.
Are you gonna wake up at 9:30 in the morning to watch that?
Hell yeah! Even if I have to watch some donkeys.
I'm not. If I don't have to, I'm not. I'm sorry,
Didn't I
but
wake up at 9 a.m. and watch the Saints
you were
game with
already
you?
up.
I wasn't. I was.
You
Yeah, because I
you
woke up
didn't force
early.
yourself to wake up. I'm
No,
not
I didn't.
forcing
I was.
myself to wake up for that.
But no, I was. Yeah. As long as we don't play Brett Rippin, I think we're good.
Damn, that's crazy. Russ doesn't get to try. Russ doesn't get to cook his tea and crumpets.
I mean, like Brett is okay, but he is making some
Speaking
dumb
of
throws.
British,
Like Brett is
speaking
making
of British,
dumb throws.
I just went to war with a bunch of British people over WhatsApp. So having a fun time on Twitter.
If you use WhatsApp on my
Oh,
mama, you a bitch.
kind of
Sorry, language.
some big news. The last Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will take place this year in Montreal, Canada on February 18th. After this event, every year from now on will take place in Montreal, Canada, and the name will be replaced to No Way Out.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So the pay-per-view is going to be changed to No Way Out, and they just signed a 14-year lease with this arena in this ballroom hall in Montreal. So every year Elimination Chamber is going to be in Canada. So that's our WWE news.
Cool. I'm not gonna get in too deep on UFC because I'm super tired.
And-
Damn. The Broncos are already in London. They got on a plane last night.
Yeah, they can't leave on Saturday and
Yeah, I know.
either.
They got on a plane last
But
night.
that was our we covered all our stuff, our UFC stuff. There's no boxing news, is there?
Garcia and Javante Davis are fighting now. Jake Paul and Anderson Silva are fighting this Saturday.
Nathaniel said on Baron Browning is gonna miss some time too, which is a big chump in the gut without Randy Gregory.
Anyway,
being
I'll
out.
end it with two things. I'll end it with one thing, and then we'll end it here.
Yeah.
The college football playoff is going to be some exciting shit. That is
Tennessee.
that is going to be some exciting shit.
The
Because
boys in
bro, don't put that up.
Beat Wake Forest. Beat Wake Forest.
Bro, if you think they gonna get in there, bro, you more delusional.
I ain't talking about us getting in there. I'm talking
Well-
about not letting Wake Forest get close.
We're talking about AP.
Beat
Georgia's
Wake
still
Forest.
number one.
Yeah.
Georgia's still
Did
number
the
one.
AP come out? I was curious about where Clemson was
Yeah,
gonna
the
be.
AP.
Yeah.
Clemson's
Yeah, they
5.
did.
They put them at
Yeah.
5.
Clemson's gonna
Michigan's
stay at
higher.
5.
So if Clemson wins out,
Michigan shouldn't even be in the top 5, but that's just me.
you think if Clemson wins out, they're not gonna be in the top 4?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We'll have
Alabama's
to see.
still 6.
Bama's 6. That boy Will Shipley brought us back from a massive comeback. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this.
Arcade Klubnik.
Facts.
I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Bye Week podcast, where we were finally able to get this fucking goon on here.
Yeah. Just been
By the way, guys,
Broncos
I don't know if
country,
this
that's
is going to be a common thing with him having his camera on. He just felt like doing it today, so we'll see how it goes for the next one. Remember, we're going to have David on next week, so that's going to be hype as hell. So, anyway, deuces
It was fun.
and bye.